please like and subscribe.
All right. You're always so late with that. Like, it's like you need to play it ahead a little bit.
I know. I always forget till she starts dancing.
All right. So the good, the bad, and the ugly this week is going to be not too much different but it's going to be a little bit more general.
Ooh,
so the good, for me, is the market. I feel like that the market is holding. It's not crazy. There's some steady increases. There's a few decreases. But XRP jumped up to around 84 cents last week. It's holding at about 77. I have some Doge that it's going up. I've seen, the ones that are on the downward, they're like 1% to 2% instead of, there's no crazy like 12% drops or, of course everybody would be awesome with a 12% increase, but you're not seeing huge market fluctuations right now, which I think is awesome. And along the lines of that with XRP holding kind of where it was at, I've been reading and doing a lot of research this week, and there are a lot of banks that are starting to get on board and saying, yeah, this is going to be what we're going to use. So I think that you are going to see that hit $1.50. I've seen different predictions where they're talking about it kind of settling in around 70 cents and before it makes another massive run. But they think when it does make its next run, it's going to be pushing $1.50, which would be awesome. Be 100% increase basically.
Yeah.
But also ETH just came out today and said that they're going to be in cahoots with XRP with some projects. Yeah.
Cahoots. I like the word.
There was the guy that wrote the article actually said if everything, and it was very, very vague. Okay. So I'm not going to get into what it said, but if it actually goes down the way that they're talking about, they think that it could 100x it, which is insane. So usually when you start talking about 100 or 1,000x, I stop listening because it's just not very realistic.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see what that turns into. Plus, people like DeSantis are saying that if he's elected president, he's going to back the U.S. dollar with Bitcoin, which all the Bitcoin ETFs that are coming out, more and more people are filing for them. I've been seeing things out there that says that they think it's going to hold around 30. Look for it to slowly get to 50, but then it's going to increase to like 150 with, they believe, within the next 12 months to be somewhere around 500,000. Which if that happens, you got to remember, especially on the BSC chain, how many people have Bitcoin tied to their liquidity pools. So that could be huge for everyone involved, not just people holding BTC.
Yeah.
So if that...
Go ahead. I thought you were done.
I am. Ladies first.
Oh.
No, so I was just going to ask you guys don't think that we're going to go down a little bit more again for one last time before the bull run comes? Do you think that it's gradually go up?
No, I do think we will go down again. I just don't think we're going to get down to the lows that we were at. I don't think you're going to see, say, Doge at 5.5 cents. I don't think you're going to see XRP in the 30 cents. I think you may see XRP reach 60 something is my guess, because if it gets into the 60s, that's when this guy's going to start buying a lot more. Yeah. But I think you're going to see a little bit of a lull, a little bit of a kind of downward trend across the board. But I don't think it's going to get to where it was even like 3 months ago. I think we're going to start new floors, and it'll be higher than it was before. That's my guess, and that's just from researching and reading. But if I knew 100%, then I'd be rich. So,
right.
True.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But, you can study the market, and you can study trends, and you can kind of see how things are going. And there's a lot more excitement behind blue chips right now than there ever has been. But what a lot of people don't understand is when those blue chips are doing well, it does have a trickle-down effect on some of the other meme coins or whatever you want to call them, based on where they put, some of their liquidity into and things like that. So, because I have people ask me all the time, it's all rigged, right? Because when Bitcoin goes up, everything else goes up. It's like, no, the reason it does that is because they've actually taken some of their money and invested it in a Bitcoin to help with stability of pricing and things like that. So I really do think this is going to be an exciting time. I do think we'll come here in a couple of weeks and we'll be like, a lot of red candles this week. But I don't think you're going to see massive drop-offs. I think we are on the verge of this. I don't want to call it mass adoption because I think we're a ways away from that. When we're still at like 2% of the world's invested. But think about this. What happens when 4% of the world gets invested or 10% of the world gets invested?
Right.
That's an unbelievable amount of money, right? So those of us that are invested now, I think we're going to see some green candles. And like you talked about last week, Holly, we're going to be faced with some hard decisions. Like,
Yeah.
do I want to sell this at $100,000 or do I think XRP is going to get to $10? Well, if I do, am I going to sell it too?
Yeah.
And have some of those decisions like that too. So
What do you think?
okay, so the bad. This may be a little bit of a touchy subject for at least one of us sitting at this table or in Arizona.
Wow.
But last week we were promised an announcement from one of our favorite projects out there, and we got the announcement, but it wasn't that they were listing on an exchange or a name of a blockchain or anything like that. It was a water bottle and a mug. Raise your hand if you bought the water bottle and the mug. So, did you get the water bottle or the mug yet?
No, so I literally just ordered it 2 days ago. But I got a thing yesterday that it's already on its way. So it's pretty quick, which is great. And again, ain't no shame in my game. I love cups and I love water bottles. You guys saw I had a sparkly one last week. Like I have so many that why not add to my collection? And plus it's SafeMoon, I support.
So I don't hate the idea of the merch. I really don't. That's cool. The only problem. What's that?
You hate the idea of the hype?
A little bit because nothing's really happened price-wise in a while. A lot of people are hurting, and I think a lot of projects, not just SafeMoon, but a lot of projects with their hype are not doing themselves any favors.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't hate it. It's cool, whatever. I'm still long-term invested, but had to come up with a bad, and that was the only thing I could really think of because it was okay. I mean, it's cool if you're into that sort of stuff. I personally hate cups, like tumblers.
Yeah.
I'm going to start an anti-tumbler,
Wow, he does hate it.
because all they do is take up space, and my hands don't fit in them. I can't wash them, and it drives me insane.
Yeah, right.
And
You see Holly's look.
yeah, so two teenage girls at home.
Yep.
All girls by each other are tumblers. So swear half of my walk-in pantry is full of tumblers that no one ever uses.
Yeah. You can only use one at a time.
No,
but you're not going to clean it before you dirty the other 20.
Yeah.
I'll actually post one day. I'll take a picture of my collection. You will hate it. Well, thank you. Like I have every color, sparkles everywhere, of course, every color shade of pink that you can possibly. I have so many.
And we may not be able to be friends anymore, Holly.
What is this, like one wall's shoes and one wall's tumblers?
Yes, see, perfect.
Yes.
It's crazy because there's 3 things specifically that I'm addicted to, and one is cups, the other is shoes, and the third one is sunglasses. I have so many pairs of sunglasses that I don't ever wear. But I love them because they're cute.
Yeah.
So I picture, do you remember when Patrick Mahomes made his walk-in closet where the
shoes.
shelves were lit up for each individual pair of shoes, and it's his gigantic closet? I picture that for Holly and her sunglasses and her tumblers is some gigantic, over-the-top, lit up, color-coded.
add on to our house so that I can have a room of just all shoes. And I actually
No.
a whole like yeah, oh yes, it's happening.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
That's, you know, it has glass, and so you can see through it to see all the sunglasses. Like it's specific, like what you see in the malls.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
getting one of those for all my sunglasses. And so
That's actually kind of cool.
I'm not
kinda
sure we
cool.
can be friends anymore, Holly.
That's a lot of
You know what?
I'm telling you, there's just certain things. Those 3 things make me really happy. Like when it was a Prime Day, I bought 4 pairs of sunglasses because they were like, you know, the higher end, but I got them for like $50. Coach glasses. I got another Tiffany pair of glasses. Yeah.
It hurts my heart.
What makes you happy besides unicorns and LOL cereal? The one thing that just
Green candles.
true that, touche.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I'm the dude that just doesn't like clutter. And I feel like when you have to add on to your house for anything, it's too much. Like, that's a problem.
It is something like it's either that or I take up a guest room or I take my daughter's room when she moves out. So
You left,
makes me super happy inside. Like
you left out one option.
What?
Don't buy any more sunglasses or shoes.
No, absolutely not, she says.
Not an option.
That's not even on the table.
It is an
Fight you.
option.
No.
So to bring it back around, in all fairness, kind of a ha-ha, but for me personally, and I know that there were some other people I saw out there too that were just kind of like, a cup, you know. And I think
Yeah.
our friend Dan even said, just to be honest, I didn't buy the effing cup. And I just put ditto, you know.
You
But
could
I
read
ain't mad
between the
about
lines.
it. It's just, it is what it is. So,
Yeah.
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 so the ugly.
Well,
Go
wait.
ahead.
Before that, in the defense of safemoon, because you know I defend him a lot, they did, you know, say don't like expect anything crazy. They did say that.
Agreed.
So I mean, I feel like the people who thought it was going to be. I mean, I got people saying, "Do you think it's the blockchain?" I'm like, "No, it's not the
Yeah.
blockchain."
Nah.
And because you know they give updates on that, and we know kind of where they're at with that. So, but I mean, I feel like the expectations that people set for themselves was really a bigger issue than them releasing merch.
True, but part of that I think is fair. I mean, if you are like, do you have Kohl's where you live, Holly?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you're Kohl's
Cash.
and you make an announcement, people
Yeah.
expect it to be a new product, right? Or a new something you're selling. But when you're a tech company, why don't you just launch that without any hype? Just say, hey, we got new cups out. You know, just
Yeah.
trying to look at the other end of the spectrum. Like I said, I don't really care.
Unless-
Coming from.
Unless the Tumbler was a cold wallet built in, that would be pretty badass.
It's not.
on your water bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just start scanning it. And, yeah.
Or maybe it is. They didn't say it. Someone's
No.
just gonna figure it out.
If they didn't say that, then there's a major marketing problem with that company.
What's this USB port on the bottom?
Yeah.
Plug it in. See.
Waterproof, so you can dishwasher safe. Yeah. All right, so the ugly. A little bit more practical this week on the ugly because I've been talking to some people behind the scenes. One of them, a really good friend of ours, friend of the program, just friend in general. Actually consider him a brother. And he's not the only one. Has voiced some frustration in with the way that things are going. Is I get an on-ramp set up, then it goes away. Then I have to do it all over again with another company. It was trying to buy XRP. Literally was in the process of it. I forget what the right word is. Verifying when Binance said you can no longer deposit money.
Yeah.
So then that got stopped, but it was in transition, so it took a while for it to cancel. So then he's like, how do I buy it? And so I turned him on to a couple other places. He's like, and I have to go through all the same steps that I went through to set up my Binance? And I was like, yes. And I get it, right? We talked about this before when we first bought SafeMoon, how many steps there were. Now it's not as crazy as it was then. But for people that don't know anything about crypto, and you talk them into saying set up a Binance account, and they use it 2 or 3 times, and they start feeling good about it, and they start getting it, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Now they're like, I have to do that again? And especially when these people are setting them up when the market's not doing great in a bear market, and they've only lost money anyways, and now they're like, do I really want to go through the steps?
All right.
We were talking about, we play some poker games, and we have donations, how hard it has become just to transfer Doge, to find it, to be able to purchase it, just regular Doge, not Binance Paid or anything like that, and actually send it to wallets because of the hoops you have to jump through. Mm-hmm. So for me, people are talking about mass adoption. People are talking about, turning their friends on to different things. These are the little things, little but big, that have to get fixed. Because there are certain people, when you start telling them what you have to do, they're like, no, I'm not doing that. And how many credit cards won't let you buy crypto? There's a ton of them. And so, and even certain banks won't let you. We were talking off the air how you said that people, and you were one of them, I have a friend that was one of them, opened a Capital One account just so they could buy crypto, and then now they won't let you do it. And some of these third-party providers are not the easiest people to set things up with. I've MoonPay, I've never had any issues with it, but I know a lot of people that have. There's a lot of those sort of things going on that we really, really need to get fixed. Because we can hype up any coin, any token that we want to. Mm-hmm. And I don't say we, but the people that are making them, are sending them out there and all this stuff. But if people can't get their hands on them easily, then they're not interested. And then not only a lot of times is there a small tax associated to a token, but when you're using that third-party provider, there's also a fee on top of that. Even when Binance, if I put $1,000 in there, I usually had like $995. Instantly lose $5, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but when you're talking to people that are trying to invest 30 or 50, and they're still getting hit with a fee, and it's taking them 3 days before they can move it, and this and that, we've got to get to some sort of common ground where we can. It's just easier for people. And hopefully that's coming, but we ran into a little bit of that. When people will buy, when XRP, it was on the safemoon swap, there was some confusion there on what that looked like, how you could see it, where you're actually holding it. And I think that's no one's fault. There's, like you said earlier, there's an expectation, but I'm hoping that this gets easier and easier and easier, because guys like my buddy who's invested what I would consider a significant amount is to the point where I'm not sure I want to do this anymore. Then I get it. It's not just that. There's the combination of the red candles in the bear market, which is fine. But I know for a fact the dude would have a bunch of XRP already if it wasn't having to change his on-ramps. And so when on-ramps also become harder to find, then off-ramps are becoming harder to find. And it's just one of those deals that, with all the good news going on in the markets, and with the ETF, the BTC ETFs that are coming out, and all that sort of stuff, there's still that hurdle that we got to get people across. So that's it. It's not the ugliest of uglies that we've ever had before, but it is something that I know has frustrated people that I care about, or people that I've been talking to for a couple of years about getting into the crypto market. So hopefully. And I honestly think there's probably some money to be made there, but maybe when regulations release a little bit, there'll be more and more on-ramps, and maybe Binance will get back to the point wherever they can start to accept deposits again. And because Binance was one of the good ones, obviously, right? And you could buy it in its native phase, or whatever word you want to use there, and send it to whatever, or you could peg it, or there's just a ton of stuff that you could do there. And now it's a little bit harder. So that's it. Anybody got any comments on any of that stuff?
No.
I'm Caleb. Please like and subscribe.